students. Today we shall start political science first lesson, that is the problems of India and their solutions. So there are many problems which a country faces. Either it might be internal problem or external problem. Internal problem, it might be any kind, whichever exists within the country, like poverty, unemployment, discrimination, communalism and etc. External problems means the problems which are faced by our country, by the different countries. That is, it might be terrorism, it might be border disputes and others. So here there are many problems in India also which India faces internally and externally. Before independence also there were many problems which India faced. So you already know, before independence, that is before 1947, how many problems were there in India. British ruled over India. So when Britishers they ruled, at that time the Indians had to struggle for their rights. So when they fought, when they got independence, India was a very poor country. So here economically there were many crises in India. So to stand economically to be developed, for India it took very long period. So here in this lesson you shall study about the problems which are there in India, and due to these problems the development of India also has been, it is not been improved. So here there are many problems. So see here, India has faced numerous external and internal problems since 1947. That is, after independence, India has faced lot of problems. Either it might be internal or external. Internal means the problems which exist within India. External means due to other countries. India faces lot of problems. The problems have been managed through efficient administration. The support of citizens is needed for our democratic governments at the center, state and local levels. So see here, the administration means the government. It depends upon the government how it carries on the administration. Either our India progresses, either it develops, or the economic condition of the India will be still more bad. So here it depends upon the good administrators. That is, the efficient government should be there, who should not differentiate between the citizens, who should not differentiate between the people. Either it might be depending on the caste, religion or anything. So you should treat all the citizens equally. Our India is a democratic country. So here we should not give more importance to casteism and religion. We should give importance only to the development and progress of the country. So here see, it depends upon the citizens also. Because we citizens, we should help our government to improve the conditions of our country. So it is our duty to know the problems of the country and help the government to solve. How we can help? If one person tries to do something good, another person will join him. In this way what happened? A area, a locality, a state, in this way it starts improving. So when the people will improve themselves, when the citizens they don't differentiate themselves, at that time what will happen? It will be very helpful for the government or for the administration to carry on their administration and develop the country. So now let's see what are the problems faced by our country. Isn't it our duty to know this? Yes, we need to know and also find some solutions. So as the citizens of this country, it is our duty to know the problems and also help the government to solve the problems. So see here, most of them are human-made and national emergencies. Hence, the need is to find a reasonable and human solution. The solution is to be found through good administration, social reformation, fast and efficient judiciary. This solution needs to be backed by people's support. Let's know more about such problems. So see here, there are many problems which are faced by the people within our country. So first of all, we should know what are the problems and what are the reasons for these problems. So here when we come to know about the reasons of this problem, at that time we should try to tackle tackle those problems. We should try to solve those problems. As citizens of this country, it is our duty. So here there should be good administration, efficient government, social reformation should be there. Means our society, how it is formed, it should be reformed. Means whatever the blind beliefs, superstitions are there in the society, those should be left out, or it should be removed out from the society. Next, efficient judiciary. Means whoever, if he does any crime, he should be given punishment. In our country, what happens? If a person he commits any crime, after 10 or 20 years he gets the punishment. So here the judiciary is very weak. It should be efficient. So here, due to that, what will happen? The people who know that that person he did this crime and he has got this punishment, so other people also will be alert and they don't commit that crime. In this way it will be helpful for our society. So here let us study about the problems. So here the first problem is unemployment. So in our country, the problem of unemployment, you know, it's a very big problem in our country. Why? Because our India's population is very large. We have more population. Due to population, unemployment problems are also more. So here unemployment is a situation where a person does not find work in accordance to his capacity or qualification. India has a huge population and unemployment is a big problem. So here, what is the definition or what is the meaning of unemployment? Here, the person has an ability to do work. He has that qualification to do work, but he doesn't get that kind of work. So that condition is known as unemployment. He is fit to do that work, but he is not getting any job. So in India, this problem of unemployment is a big problem. Why it is a big problem? Because due to huge population in India. So here, this way, for one another, these problems are being connected. So here, population, it leads for the problem of unemployment also and for the poverty also. So see here, usually the population and improved technology are considered as the two reasons for unemployment. Apart from these two, storage of natural resources, over dependency of agriculture, ruined cottage industries and lack of skills-based education, unemployment has become a huge problem. So main two reasons for unemployment are, one is population. If there are more number of people in the country, if there are only few jobs, at that time few people they get employed in that work and others they remain. When they remain unemployed, at that time automatically they face poverty. So one is the reason for unemployment is huge population and another one is improved technology. Due to improved technology also what happens, many people lose their job. Why? Because that work is done by modern machineries. Understood? So here, these are the two main reasons for unemployment. One is improved technology and another one is huge population. So other than this are shortage of natural resources. So see here, already you know there are plenty of natural resources. Either it might be water, either it might be minerals which are found in the earth. So here, when there is a shortage of these natural resources, automatically the people working in those places become unemployed. So next here, over dependency of agriculture. So most of the people in India are dependent on agriculture, and everyone and each and every farmer is not successful in agriculture. He gets agriculture produce, but how much he spends over it, that much he doesn't get back as a profit. So here what happens, again he goes in the loss. He has to face a lot of loss. So here over dependency on agriculture also leads for him to the poverty. Next, ruined cottage industries and lack of skills based education, unemployment has become a huge problem. ruined cottage industries. Cottage industries are the small scale industries where many people work. So when the large industries were started, at that time these cottage industries were almost perished or they were almost ruined. At that time these people who were dependent on these small scale industries had to lose their job. So here these cottage industries also, when they were ruined, at that time many people they became unemployed. And lack of skills, skill based education. Skill based education means education, what type of education? Everyone should get a vocational education, means which leads to the job or which leads to stand you on your own legs. That is, you can earn after that skills. So such type of skills should be provided to the children so that they can earn their livelihood further. So here see, according to census of 2011, the poverty rate is 21.9%. This indicates the growing problem of unemployment in India. So see, according to the census of 2011, the poverty rate is 21.9%. So see here, by this we come to know that unemployment rate in India. So much is poverty rate means unemployment rate also is more. In order to solve the poverty related issues, both the central and state governments have taken various measures to generate employment for people. Steps have been taken to the skill level of the job seekers so that they can have better access to employment. Providing loans and subsidies to enable people to engage in self-employment. So here, both the state government and the central government, both are trying to solve the problems of unemployment. So to solve these problems of unemployment, what they are doing? They are providing a skill-based education. Skill-based education means each and everyone shall earn their livelihood, shall earn some money so that they cannot face the problem of poverty. So such kind of education is being provided to the people. So this planning is done by our state government as well as our central government. So here they are helping those people by giving employment opportunities, by giving loans, by giving subsidies. So by giving loans, subsidies and all, so that they can start their own business. In reality, handicrafts and products created out of self-employment are unable to compete with goods created by globalized economy, and this has further complicated the issue of unemployment. So here, handicrafts and the products, small scale industry products, they are unable to compete with the products manufactured by large industries. If any product is there which is being manufactured in large industry and the same product is being manufactured in a small scale industry, we go for the purchasing of the product produced in large industry. Why? Because we get it at a cheaper cost and the delivery of that is very easy. So here what happens? At that time again, the handicrafts, the small scale industries, they get again ruined, they face again loss. Why? Because they cannot compete with the globalized products. So here economy and this has further complicated the issues of unemployment. Hence the solution is to inculcate world-class skill to our people so that they compete with globalized production. Apart from this, every citizen of the country should be encouraged to indulge in one or the other employment by providing job-oriented course to all. Is another strategy to think on. So here see, we should give such kind of skills or such kind of knowledge to the small scale industry people so that they can compete with the globalized industries. Their products should be equal or should be same as the products manufactured in the globalized industries. Such skills should be provided. Next year, job oriented courses should be started. 1 year course, 2 years course. Such courses should be given to the children so that after the completion of that course, they can get a job and they will be free from this problem of poverty. So our government is trying its best to encourage the young people, young children to inculcate in such all courses, in such all skills, so that economically they can be stable. So this much is about unemployment. So we studied about the reasons of unemployment, what is unemployment, and how the problem of unemployment can be solved. So next year we shall start with corruption. We can start with corruption. So here, what is corruption? You know already. What is corruption? Illegally taking of the money for any work which is done, that is called as corruption. So see here. Next, another one problem which is faced in our India, throughout India, and which is very common is corruption. So what is corruption? Corruption is another social evil in the public life of India. Now the corruption has spread to all strata of the society. All strata of the society means wherever society exists, throughout India, throughout the world, wherever the society exists, there all corruption has been spread. So see here, corruption means offering bribe and following any other illegal means to achieve some illegal benefits. Corruption stays away from legal framework in its operation. So see here, what is corruption? Corruption is getting of illegal benefits. To get that illegal benefits, you try to take money or some any other materials illegally from any another person. That is only called as corruption. This also can be defined as misuse of public authority for personal gains, sweeping away all the procedures for a narrow personal gain, can also be termed as corruption. It has become contagious disease in personal life. So here it is this corruption, how it has become? It has become a contagious disease. Contagious disease means if you get cold, cough, fever and all, how it will spread from one person to other person. In that way, this corruption has become a contagious disease which is being spread from one person to another person, or from one society, one region to another region. In this way, it is spread throughout our country. So here it is very necessary to solve this problem of corruption. So next, about corruption we shall study in another class. Thank you, students.